Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience. In your life, remember, if the body can get sick, you can also get well. It's about lifestyle, so the choices we make today can and will determine the kind of health we're going to have tomorrow. It really does. Our choices matter. And so when you're struggling with your health, whether it's diabetes or heart disease or arthritis or whatever it might be, remember that the choices we make really do matter. So the food you eat, the air you breathe, the water you drink, the exercise you get, the stress we manage, and the choices we make all determine, that's our lifestyle, right? So that's the choices we make each and every day. Marcus in Washington, D.C. says, my wife has some issues with dry skin and dandruff. No shampoo seems to help. What do you think? It comes down to it. Remember, the scalp, it doesn't matter. It's the same as the skin, all right? Skin conditions are not outside in, they're inside out. So you can use creams, lotions, and potions to settle things down and make them maybe not itch or cut the flaking down. But the reality is it's coming from the inside. So if you get the gut healthy, then you tend to get the body healthy, really. And the skin is a direct reflection of what's happening inside the gut. It is. So, again, little things like making sure there's no nutritional deficiencies and making sure that you have plenty of omega-3 fatty acids coming in. You get that through salmon and fish. Flaxseed oil is another good option. Vegetables like squash contain quite a bit of ALA, which is an alpha-linoleic acid, which helps produce the omega-3s or is the omega-3s. So there's a lot in there that really matters. And it's about consistency. So when you have dry skin and all that, you have to look. And plus probiotics help too. You got the good kind of bacteria coming in the digestive tract. It makes a tremendous difference. So just a couple of things to think about and get kind of focused in on your way as she's working through that. But yeah, I mean, the shampoos can help, but if you're eating foods that are flaring up the gut, which is flaring up the skin, yeah, then you're going to have some challenges there. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call. You can go to the website. You want to get in shape? We want to help you. And then that's in every way. So mentally, physically, nutritionally, getting your body in shape, that's the key, right? Our health is our greatest wealth. Powerful tool to be able to do that. So we want to help you each and every way. Could reducing stress levels help you lose weight? Well, preliminary research is showing that stress reduces your ability to lose weight. What happens is there's a stress hormone called cortisol. When you get high levels of stress, and the stress levels called cortisol, they go up, and it can increase a lot of the extra that's put on your waistline. So estrogen levels can go up, but also the cortisol levels, they can go up as well, and that becomes a little bit of a challenge, and that's what can put the extra weight on, and why stress is seemingly such a big deal. University of Florida College of Medicine said in a release on this, they put this in the Journal of the Molecular Cell Biology of Lipids, it's not yet clear what effect beta-trophin has on fat metabolism in humans. But the beta-trophin is what they're studying and looking at. Study authors pointed out that mild stress, just mild, can boost people's performance over the short term but help them get through tough situations. But chronic stress is harmful over the long term. Stress causes you to accumulate more fat, or at least slows down fat metabolism. And this is yet another reason why it's best to resolve stressful situations and pursue a balanced life. Dr. Yang says, of yin and yang. It's pretty funny. So, yeah, that's actually really true, though. It is. You want to balance your life. It's funny. I have some friends of mine, colleagues, other physicians, and it's funny because if we're ever hanging out and life gets stressful, or we're talking about different stressors in our life, you don't say I was stressed out yesterday. We say my cortisol was high yesterday. So maybe that's a new thing you say. You say your kids start acting crazy, or you get in a weird relationship or an argument, just say, stop the argument. My cortisol's going up. Physician humor, whatever. 7 ways to stay limber at your desk job. There's some ways. A lot of chiropractic medicine's powerful form of healthcare. And staying limber at your desk job is really important because 20 years ago, DC medicine spent most of the time taking care of people that move too much. But now we're figuring out that people are sitting too much. So people used to get injured, like the weekend warriors and people doing a lot of moving and work jobs, and now everybody's sitting. It's all computerized, right? So when you're sitting all day, here's what can really happen. One, you can have spinal damage. Sitting all day can result in a pinched nerve or herniated disc if you're not sitting properly, proper ergonomics and mechanics. Damage to your spine may not affect longevity, but it will affect quality of longevity. And quality is key. Computer eye strain is another big one. Their eyes, when they get the strain, is causing some issues in a major way, even with visual acuity. That's changing as well. Heart health is another one. A desk job keeps you sitting, so it's bad for the heart. It doesn't get you moving the way you need to. So here's some tips that can really help if you do have to sit all day long. You want to get up, and the 50-10 rule is for your work day or your sitting day. All right, so 50 minutes you sit, you get up and move around for 10 minutes. All right, makes a difference all day long. Because remember, for every 6 hours that you sit during the day, you take 6 years off your life. That's a lot. Maintain really good posture as well. Maybe you dump the chair at work. You know, if they can't, I like the standing workstations. Just so you know, a lot of people are going to that. So it's really cool. There's different brands of companies out there, but you set it on top of your desk, and it's got a lever system, and you can make it different heights. You can stand it all the way up, or you can lower it. And so if you want to sit a little while, but you want to stand up some of the day, you can do that. But those are great. So sit 50 minutes, walk around 10 minutes. Take the stairs when you can. Get off the elevator. Please don't take the elevator if it's like 3 floors up. Like if it's in a 20-story building, 12 stories, I get that. All right. But if it's like the second floor or the third floor, my God, take the stairs. Unless you have like 8 bags with you, take the stairs. Really. I mean, it's like, it bothers me. I see that. People get in the elevator and they hit 2 and they go up. I'm like, really? You're doing that. Stretch your back, bend forward and touch your toes. Okay. If you can't touch your toes, touch your knees. You need to be able to touch your toes. Really? Got to get back to toe touching, folks. Stretch your neck too. I really like doing this. You see, our necks are leaned forward all day because of the computers and driving and all that. And we have what's called a natural curve to our neck. And that curve mimics our curve in our lower back. And when that gets straightened, we call it military neck. When that gets straightened, it puts a lot of pressure on the nerves. It also puts pressure on the disc in between, which is why people end up having to have a lot of surgery. It can cause numbness in the arms and the hands. So you really want to focus on stretching that neck out. And you can put a rolled towel underneath your neck for about 15 minutes a day. Do it at night after the day is over. Or you can hang your head off the back of the bed. Lay you all the way till your shoulders are on the edge of the bed and hang your head off. Your head weighs about 8 pounds. Do that for about 5 to 10 minutes. It'll stretch the ligaments back out the other direction and help keep the curve in there. 888-283-7272. Look for a lifestyle provider. All of our lifestyle. If you're looking for increased strength, increased endurance, and better recovery, then look no further than an all-natural nutritional supplement called creatine hydrochloride. Concrete is the brand, and it's the most absorbable form of creatine hydrochloride found today. Now, creatine is not just for athletes. You've probably heard that before, but concrete, creatine hydrochloride, is for the everyday person looking to improve their health. Listen, I started taking creatine in college when I was a strength and conditioning coach at Florida State University. And I've taken it ever since my college years. And it's made a massive difference in my life. Everything in my body, I believe, is functioning better because of creatine. Creatine hydrochloride I've moved over to using concrete, and it is the best form of creatine on the market. Concrete creatine hydrochloride is available at most Walmart stores and on Walmart.com or any store that carries nutritional supplements. Just make sure to look for Concrete brand creatine hydrochloride and watch your endurance, your strength, and your recovery, and your immune system get boosted today.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at InShapeNetwork.com.
Lines are open, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. What are you struggling with? health, your life. Remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. It's about lifestyle, so the choices we make today will determine the kind of health we'll have tomorrow. Let's go to the phones and talk to Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
It's just about a long life fungus nail. No matter what I have tried to do, taking all the doctor's recommendations, is still here, and I just cannot get rid of it. Number one. Number two, the other one that is present itself as a great deal of a nuisance lately is that my nails are breaking, but it's not just the break. They break so deep that it's still in the meat, for better lack of word. I'm not sure if I can give a fair description, but it is so painful, and then I have to wait for the longest time to, of course, grow forwards and be back to be a regular nail, and then another nail will break deep, and I just don't know what to do, because it's not just that the fact that they don't look good, it's the fact that they're so painful.
Right. And so with something like that, I would step back and first look at it, because the nails tell a big story. And if you look at it, we don't do this that much now, but if you look back in family medicine, like 1800s, early 1900s family medicine, if you look back in that, where the docs kind of did everything, the nails were used as a pretty good diagnostic tool, right? When we didn't have all this fancy equipment to be able to do everything, it was a real solid way of looking at the body and seeing exactly what's going on and what we can do to change it and help the body recover and do well. So the nails, a lot of times you can look at the nails and they could show things like iron deficiency. They can show heart-related conditions that might be coming on. They have mineral deficiencies that like iron, but others, there's ridges and splits. Zinc can be shown as a deficiency as well by looking at the nails. So there's quite a few ridges can be shown. There's quite a few things that we can look at with the nails. So what I would do, and again, you're saying that it keeps continuing, but what I would do is go get some testing done. Go to your physician and tell them you want more nutritional-based testing done, and just check more of the nutritional levels on the labs and see exactly what's happening, and then build it from there. Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to figure out how well the body's working or how well it's not. And the nails are just an indicator, right? It's kind of like a little siren going off telling you that there's something possibly there that can be an issue. And that's why it's good to get it looked at, okay? But the testing, that's why I like the test. The power's in the testing. Tells so much about what's going on with your health. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Welcome to the show. So glad you're here with us. If you haven't listened or watched the television show, you just go to the website and you can check that out. It's a great way to see the show and see everything that we have going on there to be able to encourage you and equip you and help you to really live the kind of life you want to live. You can check it out there. Plus our original health programming we're developing. There are new TV shows getting ready to release that are great, that I think you'll really enjoy. So you can check all that information out, and you'll find everything there that you need. Very, very cool, though. Ways to help and equip you, teach you, and give you the tools that you need to be able to thrive. That's the key. 8 snacking habits of healthy, busy people is a great way to go. So most people are prepared for hunger before it strikes. But here's the deal. Most people, when they get hungry, it's like all holds barred. Everything just stops. Well, here's some basics that you can do just to take with you during the day to really make sure that you have everything you need. Because here's when it comes to hunger control, if you want to lose weight, feel better, have more energy, then you need to eat multiple times throughout the day. It's a big piece of what we teach at the Center for Lifestyle Medicine, and all of our providers and physicians, we all teach that to our patients and clients, to really multiple portion everything throughout the day. It's very important. So number one, they practice portion control, and Daphne Baremo is a public relations specialist and new mother, preps her snacks by dividing them into single serving portions, she said in an article. And again, it's a smart way to go. So you can pre-prepare your foods, then it's not like you're stuck and you're literally ravenously hungry, getting ready to go through the drive-through somewhere. And then you get creative with flavor. So according to some different ways, you can actually get olive oil and balsamic vinegar, maybe some pineapple balsamic vinegar over some salads. That's a great way to go. I always say throw a salad together, cut up your vegetables, maybe throw some grilled chicken in there, some avocado, dump it in a bowl and take it with you. It's an easy way to get everything that you need. Nuts are really good as well. You can take nuts throughout the day, mixed nuts, almonds, walnuts, cashews, hazelnuts. Put a little sea salt in there, shake it up in a little Ziploc bag, and you've got some snacks to go. Hydration is key, too. A lot of times when you're super, super hungry, you're really dehydrated. So sometimes if you'll jump in and drink some extra water, that can make a difference. And you can just do something as simple as drinking an extra bottle of water, 12 to 16 ounces, when you get hungry. And a lot of times it cuts the hunger, but also it gives you the water that you need. Energy levels perk up and all that. So it's a great way to go. Now, the other thing, too, is as a snack piece are the fruits. And, of course, bananas are great. If you do that, go more on the green side. But also, oranges and apples are fantastic, too. They're low on the glycemic index scale. And I like, if you're going to do a piece of fruit, do it with some nuts. So a lot of times, even because it is a carbohydrate with the fruits, and I don't like doing carbs by themselves. Either have a little bit of protein with it, a little bit of fat, like the nuts or the seeds or avocados or whatever, but you want to mix the two together and it stabilizes blood sugar release. But, there's bars out there that are organic, that are not loaded with sugar, that are whole food based. Those are great, too. And, another great snack are the greens drinks. If you go to our website, go to InShape Network, you'll find those green drinks there that keep the body alkaline. It's like getting a serving of fruits and vegetables. You dump it in a bottle of water, and it gives you sustainability through one of your meals with fiber, probiotics, enzymes, all of that. So it's staying consistent and always having something on you so you don't have to run into a gas station or a fast food place. We'll be right back. Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
To find out more, visit the show online, InShapeNetwork.com.
We're here for you each and every day to be able to empower your health and empower your life. This show is all about that. We want to encourage you, equip you, and help you. If you haven't found a lifestyle provider, you should go check it out. Our lifestyle providers can help you. They're all around the country and can help you bring a great new perspective to your health and your life and really give you the tools to be able to help. You can give us a call. Don't forget, always give us a call. And you can call our television show every day as well to stay connected with us. Let's get on and go with Ken. Hi, Ken.
Which is something that you can take natural for asthma.
Well, for asthma, I'll tell you this. Remember, sometimes asthma is not really what it seems. And what I mean by that is there can be some food allergies that are kicking that into gear. And so you really want to step back and get that tested to see if that might be a real case of what's going on. So looking at a more of a whole person approach, you want to come in and say, okay, is that really what's happening? Do you really need that as far as certain foods go? And is that triggering it? For example, if you had if you drink a big glass of milk or eat some cheese or whatever, and you notice that 2 hours or an hour after that you start breathing a little harder or more difficult or wheezing, as we call it, if that starts happening, then that becomes a challenge. And then you know that's one of those. Or you can get food allergy testing done, which we like to do clinically, and you can get some testing done to figure that out. And the test will typically show exactly what's going on, and At the end of the day, you can locate certain foods that don't react well with your body. So I find a lot of times that food allergies tend to cause a lot of this. And that's one thing that I would definitely look at, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure you've got everything as balanced as possible, because that's super, super important along the way, especially with asthma. And I'll tell you a little trick on that, because with asthma, a lot of times, and this is more of this is not so much in the evidence-based literature, this is more on the naturopathic side of thought, but the thought is that a lot of times when you don't break your proteins down very well, like for example, if you don't have enough of the enzymes, or maybe you lack the hydrochloric acid in your stomach where you're not breaking foods down that well, bromelain, which is found in pineapple, can help break proteins down better, so your digestion will improve. And when that improves, then typically your histamine response in the body will improve. And by improving the histamine response in the body, by making it not as elevated, then the wheezing cuts down, right? Because the wheezing a lot of times is a response to that mechanism. So that's something just to think about as well. All right, 888-283-7272. We're here to help you get in shape, to thrive, to really go to that next level. You'll find all of our lifestyle providers. You'll find our original television shows and radio shows as well that are bringing to you. You can watch it anytime, your time, on a digital platform with your smartphone, your iPad, or whatever it is, smart TV. You can check it all out there. Very, very great way to bring it to you 24/7. All right, we're talking about figs. Food can bring health to the body or take health out of the body, right? I teach that all the time. So we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing by getting the right kind of foods in, because if you put the right kind of food in, you're going to get great health. Put the wrong kind of foods in, not so much that it'll happen. So figs can do a lot. They help lower blood pressure. Figs are a great source of potassium, which is a mineral that helps control blood pressure. And since many people not only do not eat enough fruits and vegetables, but do consume high amounts of sodium as salt is frequently added as processed foods, they may be deficient, rather, in the potassium. Now, low intake of potassium-rich foods, especially when coupled with a high intake of sodium, can lead to hypertension. And the dietary approaches to stop hypertension, which, the DASH study, they did a couple things. Of course, another group used regular diet, and then others used this DASH diet where they added in figs and whatnot. The big deal is, after the 8 weeks, they noticed about a 5-point top number, which is your systolic drop, and a 3-point diastolic drop in the bottom. That's really good, just by using foods. That's it. So figs are a great source of dietary fiber, and the fiber and fiber-rich foods may have a positive effect on weight management. In one study, women who increased their fiber intake with supplements significantly decreased their energy intake. Fruit and cereal, fiber protective against postmenopausal breast cancer, is another one. So it's really interesting that the figs themselves were used in a study that helped to reduce the risk of breast cancer in women. And it did it by blocking some of the key components, and specifically the fiber that we find in there that makes such a big difference. Insulin-lowering leaf in diabetes, too. You probably don't think about the leaves in the fig tree as a big deal. However, they're edible. And they actually have found a significant insulin drop by people with diabetes who require insulin injections. So they found that people actually did really well with that. And as a bone density promoter, figs are a fruit source of calcium, which the mineral has many functions, including promoting bone density and such. Cardiovascular effects. In animal studies, fig leaves have been shown to lower levels of triglycerides, and fig leaves also inhibited the growth of certain types of cancer cells. Researchers have not yet determined exactly which substances in fig leaves are responsible for a lot of these healing effects, but protection against macular degeneration is a big one. So your mother may have told you that carrots would keep your eyes bright as a child, and they do. The Archives of Ophthalmology, it's the vitamin A that's so strong in carrots that are really good. And they really do cut down by 36%, carrots do. But figs will jump in at about 40%. Figs are that strong at cutting back on the macular degeneration. So again, food, I always talk about it because I like to highlight different foods. And the reason I do that is foods really do either bring health to the body or take health out of the body. There's no in between. I mean, they really are going to make an impact for our overall health. And one of the keys you have to look at is you have to figure out, okay, what kind of foods do I want to put in my body every single day? And it gets overwhelming because I know I'll talk about spices and everything else. So you really want to kind of find those, like it's almost like the 10 that you just are going to get in every day. And I really, matter of fact, I think I'll put some lists together so you can see that on the website. There are some staples that I use every day that through the research I feel are just vital. That they're foods that you need to eat every single day. And I'll give you just some random ones. Walnuts you should eat every day. They're extremely important. They've got the highest level of omega-3s. They cut cancer risk by almost 60%. Green tea is another one. You should drink 3 cups of green tea a day minimum. And then also you want to do broccoli. I think out of all the vegetables, broccoli is the powerhouse, and kale, both of those together. Broccoli and kale should be in your diet. Or spinach. I would put those 3 in the same category. If you can get those in at least once a day consistently, you're doing well because you just get tons of nutrients out of those that the body needs. And I would also say salmon, because you want to be the fish oil. It's a powerhouse. It's probably the best piece of fish, in my opinion, out there. Now they're all good. I mean, there's a lot of the fish, mackerel and cod and tilapia. Those are fine. But everybody's worried about mercury, but we're so deficient in omega-3 fatty acids, that's something we need to be really concerned about. So there's some basic foods. Water intake needs to be half your body weight every single day. That is a no miss. You can't let that slide. This is some basics. You have to get those in. But when you add in figs and you got to look at what your targets are. I mean, if you've got diabetes, then you're going to do well by putting cinnamon on your food every day, eating figs every day at least once. See what I mean? There's ways to target that and do your top 10 for different conditions. That's a real big piece that can help. 888-283-7272. And we can help you really go to that next level with your health and your life. Let's go to Patty. Hi, Patty.
I want to know about tea affects blood pressure if you're already on blood pressure medication. And the other question is there a vegetarian vitamin D or just a regular one because there's such a big price difference?
Here's the thing. When it comes to, I understand the price difference, and I really do understand that. I think quality is extremely important. So even if something's $1 more or $2 more, it's worth it. For example, if you go to get eggs and you're going to get the ones that are cage-free and they're $1 more, spend the money. But what you're putting inside your body every single day is what's going to determine the type of cells that your body is going to make. And so you're either going to pay to repair your body later, or you're going to spend the money now to get the right kind of food so you can have good energy and a good vitality now, if that makes sense. So that's super, super important. Then the other thing you've got to look at too is with what you're talking about, the teas themselves. I like green tea and white tea. I think the organic is better. You don't want to put lemon with your tea because tea does have a high level of aluminum. And in black tea or any of the teas, if you increase or if you put lemon in there, the lemon draws out the aluminum and pulls it into the body. So that's one thing you really want to not do is mix the two together. If you want to do lemon water, and that's a much better way to go. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. You're listening to On Call Radio right here on the In Shape Network, helping you to get in shape and live your life in shape. We'll be right back. Are you ready to chow? It's time for Keto Chow. When it comes to eating healthy, the keto diet has become one of the nutrition leaders in optimizing health, losing unwanted weight, and reaching your health and wellness goals. No extravagant cooking, no long kitchen cleanup, and most importantly, especially for me, It's convenient. Just put quality Keto Chow powder in a bottle, add some heavy whipping cream or your favorite fat, a little water, and boom, shake it up and you're ready to chow. Keto Chow tastes amazing. So make Keto Chow easy for you and your family today with Keto Chow. Let's go chow. Visit Keto Chow online at ketochow.xyz. That's ketochow.xyz.
Connect with On Call Radio and watch On Call TV at InShapeNetwork.com.
What are you struggling with? Let's talk about it. Your health and your life. Remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. It's about lifestyle. So the choices we make every single day can and will determine the kind of health we're going to have. You really can make good choices. Doesn't matter if you're 30 pounds overweight, taking 5 medications, and you're stuck. And you feel like it's genetics and it's what grandma handed to you. It doesn't matter. Really, your body can transition. If you start eating healthier and exercising and making better choices based on what your body needs, understanding what your nutritional deficiencies are, all that matters. And if you have arthritis, let's say your knees hurt, hips bother you, there are so many natural ways to get the body healed and moving better and functioning better now than we ever used to have. So in our different clinics, the Center for Lifestyle Medicine, then we find that there's all kinds of ways to keep the body moving the way it needs to and to get it functioning the way it needs to. Really is a powerful way to go. So trans fats, we know, speaking of not eating healthy, trans fats are foods that we know we need to avoid in a big way. So you want to steer clear of the fried foods, very, very important, and forego the fast foods. Fast food gets a lot of blame these days for problems with the high cholesterol American diet. It really does. But it's the trans fats that we really need to see. So here's some trans fat foods you need to stay away from. Fried foods, number one. Most of the fast foods contain trans fats these days. You can look for the salads, the grilled fish or grilled chicken, but you really want to stay from anything on the fried side. Next, the dairy creamer. All the dairy creamers, for the most part, are going to have trans fats in them. If they're just sitting in a shelf, hot, not refrigerated, and they're a dairy creamer, they've got trans fats in them. Get rid of the dessert mixes, too. A lot of those dessert mixes carry them. Frozen foods, most contain trans fats in a lot of ways. The extra lean ones and the ones labeled healthy and the leaner versions of that. But the old school frozen dinners that you're probably used to, a lot of those have trans fats. Just check the labels. If it says partially hydrogenated, any kind of oil, it's got trans fats. Now, they're only required to put on the label, like where it says fat, they're only required if it has a certain level. So a lot of companies will just keep it at a bare level to make sure that that they can kind of keep it in there, because it does make the shelf life longer. So just be cautious with that. Donuts, that's a big no-no. And margarine, yeah, we all know that, I think. Probably want to steer clear and move into the real butter. Real butter is a lot better. Butter, better. What was that old commercial? That's funny. So don't rely on refrigerated dough either. A lot of the refrigerated dough for like the cookie doughs and all that, a lot of those have loaded with the trans fats. And I know it's tough, but look for the microwave. If you're going to do microwave popcorn, really look for the ones. There are trans fat free ones, and they're all proud of it. They'll put it all over the label, because typically a lot of the popcorn that you see for the microwave, they have the trans fats in them. For like the butter and all the flavoring that they put on the inside, that's where it comes from. Okay, but ways to stay away from the trans fats. Trans fats, big no-no. Saturated fat, a little bit. You can get it from coconut oil, and even red meat is okay, because your body does need the saturated fats, which we all get kind of nervous about when we hear that name. A little bit of that is good, because it makes the omega-3 fats actually absorb and work better. So that's a real great way to go. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Guys, if you have a spare tire, that's a big issue, right? But we know now that if you have a spare tire, it's bad for your blood pressure. When it comes to excess pounds, Fat is not created equal. A new study finds obesity raises the risk of blood pressure. We kind of know that. But the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas, they did some reporting, and they published in the Journal of American College of Cardiology. They said that visceral fat stores correlate with the apple shape as opposed to the pear shape. So having centrally located fat, when you look in the mirror, tends to correlate with higher levels of fat inside the abdomen. And that's a big challenge. So 1 in every 4 of the study participants they did in this study developed high blood pressure by the end of a follow-up period because they were carrying all the fat in the midsection area. So there's a strong connection between abdominal fat and high blood pressure. It was seen with the fat located around the kidneys. So they were getting, when you start getting the visceral fat, you start getting the fat around the organ systems like fatty liver, fat around the kidneys. That fat is very, very dangerous to our organs. We call it visceral fat. And also, there's certain types of exercise and training that we can use to help get rid of that. And that's something else, too, that you want to look into, because your exercise, let's say if you're just out exercising, doing your thing, and one of the basic things you're doing is just walking on a treadmill or just taking a leisure walk through the neighborhood trying to lose weight, you got to really crank up your intensity. The studies have shown that you got to do more high-intensity interval training. We call it HIIT style of training, which is where you would get maybe on a treadmill, put it on an incline, walk really fast at about 3.7 RPM for about a minute, and then run as hard as you can, sprint for 30 seconds. Then back it down for a minute, then sprint again for 30 seconds. That higher intensity push for your body is what actually burns more of the visceral fat and can get the body down a little bit more. So it takes some effort to get rid of that. But it's important, it's vital for our overall health. Super, super important. 888-283-7272. You can check us out there with our original programming. We're creating television shows. Our TV show is nationally syndicated, and you can check it out there and always see the latest episode that's airing in about 65 million homes currently in 300 cities. So you can check all that out there at the website. Puts another hour in the charts. I want to thank our producer, Jay Patrick, engineer John Garrison, and the rest of the team. Go tell one person something you learned on the show. Together, we can transform the health of our friends, our families, and our communities. You're listening to the show that helps you get well, stay well, and live well, where we're diagnosing hope one person at a time.
Did you know you could listen to the ASA RX audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
This episode is over, but check episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about on this episode. Thanks for listening and subscribing. Please share the ASA RX audio experience with others and stay in touch by giving us your comment or review.